I'm about to reveal to you the one missing piece of your manifestations. And no, it's not more effort, it's not another technique, and it's not trying harder to align. You don't have a manifestation problem, you have an identity problem. You're trying to call in a new life while performing a version of yourself that isn't even real. And here's your clue. The thing that's missing, it's the part of you you've been hiding. It's authenticity. It's being the real you. So there you go, I've let the secret out, but you can choose to click off now that you know that, or you can stay and actually learn how important it is to integrate this and to be your authentic self and what can happen when you do that. Just knowing that authenticity is the missing key isn't enough. You need to know exactly why and how to implement that into your daily life. So let's dive into this together. Hi, if you guys don't know me, I'm Steph. I'm a mindset and identity coach and I specialise in vision boards. They are my literal passion. I love them so much, and it's because of vision boards and being a coach, doing the internal work inside, that I have been able to live this amazing lifestyle that I live now. And I just thought I'd share this today as a video because, you know, it's not out there, that information really. Not a lot of people are talking about the fact that authenticity is the missing key ingredient. So let's start here, and it's hopefully something that we all already know. Everything in this life is energy. Everything is frequency. Everything has an energetic charge. We know that emotions have their own frequency. And so you can have like grief, despair, sadness. They're all bottom end sort of frequencies. And then you have like your high end frequencies. You've got like joy, happiness, all of those things, which we all aspire to be in most of the time, right? And everything is measurable. All of these things are measurable. And we know that because these can be measured on a thing called the Spain scale, spelled S-P-A-N-E. And that measures positive and negative emotional experiences, okay? So when I would ask my clients and my attendees in my vision board workshop what it is you think the highest frequency is that we can emit from our bodies as humans, I would let them guess. And they would guess things, you know, like gratitude, love, joy, because we all know joy's up there with one of the highest frequencies. And that's what I thought too. And when I tell them that it is authenticity, you know, people are like looking around at each other like, what does that even mean? Like how can that possibly be the highest frequency? And I am going to explain right now, because this is what you need to know if you want to see the real change. And if you really want to get your manifestations moving in the right direction, you really need to know this information. So this is why your manifestation is falling flat. This is why you're not seeing success, progress and things with your life and your manifestations and your vision boards. It's all relative. You cannot manifest from a fake identity, and authenticity is your identity. It's everything. It's the way you show up in the world. It's the beliefs you hold about yourself. It's the beliefs of what you think you're worth and what you can achieve. It comes down to everything. It comes down to that word alone, authenticity. Keep that in the forefront of your mind while you learn this information as we go on. And so you cannot call in aligned success while operating from low self-worth. Like, you just can't do that. You can't receive abundance while your nervous system is dysregulated and, you know, wired for lack or scarcity. And this happened to me as well. Like, you cannot see blessings coming your way. You can't see like opportunities open. Doors won't open because you simply are maybe not in the right place to see that. You're not feeling worthy enough. So you let these things pass you by. You don't go for that job because you simply don't feel like you're ready. You don't feel like you're clever enough, you're smart enough. You are in that old identity of lack and scarcity and fear programming, and that all comes and stems from your childhood experiences and, you know, growing up. And that's what I teach my coaching clients. It's where all this stemmed from. Where did all this begin? Where did all this fear come from? Because when we're born, we are not born with, you know, anxiety and things like that. So we learn it along the way. And so when you're operating from this old identity, you're staying in low vibrational environments because they feel familiar. And that's not manifestation failing. It's an identity misalignment. And authenticity is the highest frequency because it is simply truth. It is your personal truth. It's showing up exactly as you are and who you are at your core, not who your trauma taught you to be, not who your past experience shaped you to be, not who your friends and family or exes have told you you need to be. That isn't being authentic. That is lying to yourself. That is hiding and suppressing the true you. And that is why the universe cannot favour you the things that you want, because you need to come into alignment with that frequency, that juicy frequency that's waiting for you to rise up and meet it. And that's when the universe can make things happen for you, not a minute before. So this means not being, the fixer, the people pleaser, which I have definitely been before. Definitely the fixer role from my past, emotional traumas with my family, where I've felt like I had to be the parent in some points, and that is bred through my life into different experiences and kept me from being my authentic self, which is, everyone should be grounded and rooted in their self-love and secure with themselves. You don't want to be the overachiever proving their worth. This is all draining energy. This is siphoning your true energy. Your manifestations in your life needs you to show up as the real you. That is what we call in the spiritual language the work. It is getting back to that authentic you at your core. And so I bet you didn't know all this when it came to making a vision board, but this is literally why most people don't see progress. When you're clear in who you are and what it is you want, you open a clean energetic channel. You start to open that up so that things can come through. You become that divine thread to your higher self that is actually telling you, these are the things that you want, these were your passions, you can achieve it. Your higher self always knows better. The answers are always within you. They're never out there, outsourced. It's never what anyone else thinks, because that's you taking your power away. You're giving your power away. And the minute you do switch that, and the minute you do start to rearrange these internal beliefs from lack, scarcity to power and certainty, that is when your vision board will start responding and your manifestations will start to come online. And I know it sounds crazy, but it is the truth. It's an inside job, guys. And that is what I've invested in to teach people. It's what I've studied. It's the mentors, the courses, the coaching, the insane hours that I've put into learning about this and teaching myself, because I was that person too. I had so much lack, scarcity, unconfidence, low self-worth. I was like a shell of a person to what I am now. And the things that I've managed to call into my life is exactly through doing these things as well, taking these steps, working with coaches that are where I want to be, then implementing and embodying these exact things. In fact, I made a book about this called The Higher Self, Awaken the Higher Self, which is like a cheat code guide, an amazing tool for you to get to that place. And it tells you all about, this what we're talking about, but much more in depth. It's like ego death, shedding identities, regulating your nervous system, everything we're talking about here today. But the reason I made this video is because nobody is talking about the authenticity piece. And it's so crucial. That's why people come to me, because they don't know who they are underneath that survival mode. And it's so hard to know who you are when you're in fight or flight. And once you find your authenticity, it's like a superpower has been unlocked. Everything changes. Your outer reality changes because your inside reality has shifted internally. Relationships, money, opportunities, confidence, direction. Authenticity is the missing key. Urgency activates survival mode. Survival mode and expansion cannot coexist. So let's talk about why scarcity blocks manifestation. When you build goals from scarcity, the energy isn't desire, it's proving. It's needing to prove. Proving you're enough. To prove people wrong, proving you're successful, trying to escape your current identity. That's a clash of energy. That's completely two different frequencies, and that cannot be at the same time. That cannot exist. That's completely conflicting, and that's sending mixed signals to the universe. Your nervous system actually does not let you sustainably hold something that feels unsafe. For example, like that sudden success that you want down the line, you'll self-sabotage it. That big opportunity, like that job or moving to that country, anything that you can think of that's a big thing that feels crazy wild to you, you procrastinate because you don't feel like you're deserving of it. You don't feel like you're worthy. A good relationship, a safe relationship will cause you anxiety. You simply cannot magnetize from a mask. And that's exactly what people are missing. It's that authenticity in themselves and knowing who they are. And that's why we have to do that work of shedding those inner beliefs. Everyone I coach gets told at the very start, of our sessions together that we are 95% subconscious thinkers, all of us. So that's only 5% conscious thinking that we do. The rest is coming from a backlog of inner beliefs that we believe about ourselves. And I go into that as well in depth in my sessions, like core beliefs. You know, these are all things that we've accumulated from our family, from growing up, from labels that people have placed on us, that we grow up into that identity. And that happened to me as well. I was always told I was like the shy, quiet and kind of strange little girl, and I grew up into that adult with no voice. I didn't feel like I had opinions to share because, you know, I was quiet and that didn't matter. So I suppressed myself until probably my early 30s, until I got coached, until I finally, you know, made that investment and wanted to dig deeper and see what it was that, you know, wasn't working and why I was keeping myself from a life that maybe could look different. And it's not until you start to strip away those inner walls that we've built up and peel back the layers that we can reprogram that 95% subconscious belief system. That is the work. We have to reprogram that into better thoughts about ourselves, feeling more worthy, feeling like we are a good person, feeling like we are capable of doing amazing things. But we have to believe it. And it's the belief system, the belief, it's knocking down that old belief system that is the stickiest part, because we claim that old identity as if we are them. We have to let that old identity die away to come in and step into our new next level identity, which is the authentic you. It's getting back to that authenticity that we have inside. We all have it, but it's just so noisy from other things people have told us, or things that we can't even hear because our lives are so chaotic and messy. And so what is authenticity? What does that kind of look like? It's not actively trying, because if you're trying, that is again a lack mindset. It is, if you're trying too hard, you're already doing too much. It's scarcity. That's still grasping at, you know, wanting to be seen in a certain way. Authenticity is simply by being you and not caring what anyone else thinks, anyone else's opinions. It's having your own voice, your own sovereignty, and your own inner safety and belief in yourself. And we can't outsource that. It can never be outsourced. Your self-esteem should never be able to be taken away by someone else. It's when our inner state matches our outer desires. Everything is in alignment. When you're authentic, you stop performing. And when you stop performing, your nervous system relaxes, because you're not trying. You're not trying to be something you're not. It's actually exhausting to try and be someone you're not. When your nervous system relaxes, expansion feels safe. Feels safe in your body. It feels like home. It feels like actually returning home to yourself. And when expansion feels safe, magnetism happens. So authenticity moves you up that internal scale from survival to safety. And you cannot attract from survival. You can only chase from survival, and that is the wrong energy to be in to get anywhere. And I always say to people in my vision board workshops, you cannot fake a frequency. You can try your hardest. You can try and say all the affirmations. You can wake up each day and, you know, pretend that you're going to attract these things into your life because you've meditated for 10 minutes. But secretly underneath, your subconscious patterns are going, no, I still feel like this, I'm still unworthy, I'm still this. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work when you are showing up each day, doing the journaling, doing the scripting, doing that. It is embodiment of your actual new belief system, and that you can attract good things. And it is still possible to do that with a little bit of doubt. But for the most part, you have to believe that you are worthy of these things, and you can do it, because see those other people that you see out there living this life that you want, being the person that they want to be. That is evidence and proof that that desire can happen for you. That is proof that that can happen for you, because if it can happen for someone else, it can happen for you. And it happened for me. And honestly, the things that I put on my vision board, the one right up here, I keep it on my wall always. It's the first vision board I ever made. It's the one that got me to Costa Rica. It's the one that made me attract money to go on that holiday. Also the one that attracted an even bigger amount of money so that I could go and live there for almost a year in Costa Rica. And these things are crazy, and I never was that kind of person to think that I would ever have achieved that. I couldn't even get on a plane to board a flight when I was younger without having a mental breakdown. Now I'm flying all over the world on my own, The fear is gone, the anxiety is gone. I am a different person. I've came back home essentially to that safe person because I melted and peeled and broke away all those layers that were keeping me stuck. I actually didn't truly even identify with. It was placed on me from other people around me. Your brain is like an absorbent sponge when you're younger, and you take on fears subconsciously from your parents, from people around you, from your caregivers, of what they feel. You look to see what they're doing in situations. You look and their anxiety becomes your anxiety. That's just how our wiring works. And it's our jobs as drivers of our destinies, creators of our own lives, to do this in our work, to get back to that authentic core so that we can actually start seeing amazing results. When you go on that journey, your life changes for the better because you being authentic changes everything. It ripples out into everything in your life. You've got your own opinions. You're not scared to speak your mind. People could leave you and you still know that you're going to be okay. It's literally having that unwavering belief in yourself as well. People get disappointed when their manifestations aren't coming quick enough, but that is another part of the puzzle. It's actually such a good one as well. And what I tell my clients is, this is the stage now. The universe is giving you the stage. So think of like a test coming up, is this universe handing you like the mic on the stage. And what that test is, it feels so uncomfortable, but what it's doing is it's testing your old identity, and it's saying to you, can you hold this new identity in the face of adversity, in the face of fear, in the face of someone coming back around from your past, like an ex that was toxic to you, to test you to see if they can still have access, old environments that kept you stuck, old habits that kept you playing small. It is giving you the stage, and it's like your higher self is like, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for your next level expansion? And that's where most people go wrong, because they'll say, oh, this isn't working. Like, life has just been hard again. Why is life being hard? When really that is the actual test that we need to stay strong in our beliefs, in our new belief system. It is so beautiful actually, because it does just give you that test to say, can you handle it? Because if you can't handle it, we'll just take it away and you're going to have to go back to the start and redo the lesson. That is it. You cannot jump until you've learned the lesson and integrated it. The universe needs to see that belief. The universe needs to see that frequency that you are holding, and you're holding it strongly, and you're not going to go back on your word. It's okay to trip up and make mistakes. We're all human, but it really needs to see that you are going to stay strong in this new identity before you can get to the next part, if that makes sense. And you'll know that, and you'll feel that when that happens. And I want you to stay strong in those tests from the universe, because they can be so disorientating, and you can feel like things aren't working out when really it is just a test for your next best level expansion. And that is when in the past I really learned to believe in, stay strong. That's what quantum leaping is. It's showing up each day without proof of your manifestations coming in yet. So that could be like the money for the trip, the money for XYZ, the money for, this retreat that you wanted to go on that is going to expand you in so many ways in a different country. All these things that you want to come into your life, regardless of what it is, it's being strong in the moment when that is not showing up right now. It's your journey is part of that. The journey to getting there is the whole point. It can't just be black and white. It can't just be A and Z. It has to be all the letters in between. It has to be that journey, because the universe needs to know that you are ready for it. Because if you jump and you're not ready, simply you might get your manifestation, but you will drop it. It will not be able to stay. Will not be able to hold it. It will crumble away, because you've not worked for that level of identity. You've not embodied and integrated the lessons that you needed to hold that and be strong. You faked it almost, and the universe will know that. The universe, again, does not give you what you want. It gives you what you are. Just remember that. The universe does not give you what you want. It gives you what you are. Can't fake your frequencies. Remember that. And this is the work that I do with my clients. I coach my clients one-on-one, and I have some spaces left at the moment. If you want to come and do coaching sessions with me, I have a 7-week program that includes this vision board workshop that I'm talking about today. Inside that 7 weeks, or I do the vision board workshops online separately as well. And I really hope that if you are struggling, you can reach out to someone for that help, because doing this work is hard. It's confronting, it's raw, and it's real, and it's vulnerable. And sometimes we cannot see past our own walls to unlock the parts that we really need to unlock to get to that next place. And this work isn't meant to be done alone. It's meant to be done with support from someone who can really help you access that version of you that is, we all know is in there. And it's really walking people home to themselves, and that's the work that I am so passionate about. But again, if you have enjoyed this video and you're enjoying this free content that I'm bringing out, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate that, and stay tuned for the next video next week. Thank you. Bye.